Good evening and a warm welcome to another episode of our series on media for a safer Sri Lanka, brought to you by ChannelEye of the ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation. These discussions are being held in the lead up to the ABU Media Summit on Climate Action and Disaster Prevention 2025, which is to be hosted by Sri Lanka. The summit will bring together international experts, policymakers, and broadcasters to share knowledge and strengthen collaboration on building resilient futures. So this evening, we focus on one of the most critical challenges our country faces, that is landslides, and how the early warnings, community resilience, and the role of media can help to minimize the devastating impact. So to begin today's discussion, let me warmly welcome two eminent personalities in the disaster management fraternity. It is my pleasure to welcome Engineer Dr. Asiri Karunawardana, Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the National Building Research Organization. He is a civil engineer by profession with postgraduate qualifications in geotechnical engineering from the University of Moratuwa and a doctorate of engineering from Kyoto University, Japan. He is also a recognized expert in land risk reduction, resilient construction, and geotechnical applications. Welcome to the program, Dr. Karunawardana, and thank you for joining us today. Let me now move on to introducing Dr. Gamini Jayatissa, another eminent personality. He is the Director, Landslide Research and Risk Management Division of the NBRO. He has achieved his educational qualifications, receiving a BSc in Special Geology from the University of Peradeniya and a MSc and PhD in Engineering Geology from the University of Tübingen in Germany. He has over 30 years in the field in terms of landslides and related subject area. So a warm welcome to both of you all for today's discussion. So let me first pose this question to Dr. Karunawardana. In terms of landslides, we all know that it continues to threaten the lives and livelihoods in many parts of Sri Lanka, particularly during the monsoon season. So could you explain how the NBRO's early warning systems work and how effectively these warnings are reaching the vulnerable communities in our country?
Yeah, thank you very much for giving this opportunity. So as you mentioned, the landslide is one of the frequent disaster in Sri Lanka. So National Building Research Organization is the focal point for the landslide disaster management. So as a focal point, so first we have tried to identify the potential landslide areas. Okay. For that we have carried out the hazard zonation mapping to different scales. From our studies, we have identified about 30% of Sri Lankan lands are prone to the landslides. Okay. As you know, in Sri Lanka, the central part is the highland. Yes. So this highland as well as the surrounding areas are prone to landslides. Okay. The problem is in this particular area, more than 30% population are living. Okay. So that's create the, that is a challenging situation. Okay. So at the same time, as you know, in Sri Lanka, this land use pattern and the settlement patterns are not systematically planned. Yes. So people are living everywhere in the mountains as well as the valleys. So that create the problem more difficult. Okay. So in that case, we have identified the landslide potential areas. From that studies, so then we overlay the human settlement layer on the top of that one. Okay. Right. Okay. So then we prepare a kind of exposure map. All right. From the exposure map, now we have identified different risk levels. Okay. So people who are living in the high hazard area, people living in the medium hazard areas, okay. as well as the people living in the low hazard areas. Okay. So now what is the NBRO studies? We try to, once after we identify the risk level, okay. we try to mitigate or control the risk level to the acceptable level.
Okay.
So that is our strategy. For that, so we are adapting the different mechanisms. For example, we have identified about the 15,000 families or houses are situated in the high risk areas.
Okay.
So those areas, it is very difficult, it is challenging and economically not feasible to do some mitigation measures and reduce the risk.
Okay.
So those area we have a program we introduce a program with the government to relocate these people in the safe areas.
Okay.
So that process is ongoing now. And the other one is the kind of the medium risk areas.
Okay.
So medium risk areas, so we identify there are many critical infrastructure have been constructed, like a hospital, schools, public places, as well as the road networks. So those area we have to mitigate and control the risk level.
Right.
For that, we have implemented some kind of large scale mitigation programs.
Okay.
So that is a structural mitigation work. From that, we have minimized the risks to minimal level.
Okay.
So, but majority of areas is the low risk areas. So those areas, so we have to manage the risk. So we adopt the concept like the living with landslide concepts.
All right.
So that is why this early warning and the risk communication is very important. So those areas, people have to live with the landslides. Because because these large areas, as well as the many high population living in that area. So in that case, this providing early warning, timely early warning is very much essential. For that, of course, we have adopted different mechanisms. For example, we have kind of real-time rain gauge network, about 300 rain gauges, and from that rain gauges we are trying to get the real-time rainfall, and from that rainfall we have defined some kind of threshold limit. Based on that, we are issuing the early warning. Actually, the NBR is a technical agency. We issue the early warning, and disseminated part is done by the Disaster Management Center. So other mechanism is we are trying to do is, so apart from the mapping process, we have done some kind of special site investigation. From that onwards, we identified some kind of critical locations, so high hazard locations. So those area, we have kind of community-based early warning program. So we go to the village and identify these areas until they relocate. We have to safeguard these people. For that, we do some community-based awareness program, prepare the hazard map, and aware the people and appoint the leader based on some manual rain gauge system. So they try to do this self-evacuation at the time of disaster. So this kind of many practices are implemented to control the risk level. So based on our this kind of approaches, so we have been able to control the number of deaths. In Sri Lanka, the common disasters are landslide and flood, frequent disaster. Out of that, of course, the flood give a lot of infrastructure damage, whereas the landslides give a lot of fatalities, highest number of fatalities. Since when you look at the statistics after 2017, because of the NBRO and related disaster management authorities done a lot of things, has many initiatives, we have been able to control these deaths into the considerable level. So if you look at the statistics last couple of years, this has been significantly reduced. So of course we have to further improve, but so far the action we have taken significantly contributed to reduce the number of fatalities, I must say.
Right, Dr. Karunarvardhana, thank you for sharing your insights and also highlighting the contribution of combining science with early warning to develop the community resilience. And also I think it's heartening to note that, as you mentioned, gradually over a period of time, the fatalities have reduced, which is actually positive news as far as in terms of the community is concerned. So next I would like to invite Dr. Jayathis sir to share his thoughts. It is known, Dr. Jayathis sir, that at times, even when warnings are issued, there are challenges experienced by NBRO in ensuring people actually evacuate on time, So in terms of such challenging situations, how do you think that the media could play a critical role in terms of disseminating the early warnings and also kind of encouraging the vulnerable communities to move out from their residences to a safer location? Could you kindly share your thoughts, Dr. Jayathis?
Okay. And first of all, I would like to thank you for you all for inviting us for this important event. And before moving into that one, actually adding some to my DG's explanation, the landslide. So I would like to give some explanation about landslide, some simple layman explanation. So landslide is in natural phenomena, it's a part of a erosional process that we know. So huge masses are get eroded is called, it's like a landslide. So when it comes to landslide, that landslide consists of something like soil, rock, debris and particle coming from the upper areas to the downslope under gravity. So in Sri Lanka, there are many factors affecting landslides. It's something like terrain factors and triggering factors. So in Sri Lanka, triggering factor is rainfall. So that is why we are getting this landslide problem, especially in rainy period associated with monsoon. And when we discuss about this landslide, actually there are many parts. The natural landslides and man-made landslides. So also we categorize it into different sections. First one is a huge kind of landslide like Meeriyabadda, you may remember. And other thing is a slope failure, which is a very sudden failures, which does not have time for people to evacuate. And the next one is rockfall. Another one is a cutting failure, that is entirely man-made. And there's another phenomena like subsidence. And all these things are happening in Sri Lanka. And within these landslide prone areas, we get all kind of things. In recent history, if you look into the number of deaths and damages, it's mainly not from the natural landslides, but from the man-made cutting failures. So that has to be managed. So this is the general explanation. As my DG mentioned, so in Sri Lanka, people live everywhere, and that is a big problem of managing this problem. So when it comes to manage the landslide, and especially we identify two areas. One is reducing existing risk, and the other part is to control the creation of new risk, and both has to be addressed. So coming back to your question, as my DG mentioned, so we have been taking a lot of approaches for managing this problem. So if you can take a close look of this one, so this is actually the total approach that we have, is a flow chart. And all these aspects were discussed by my DG. So now, and one part is actually this early warning and increasing the literacy of the disaster literacy of the people, something like awareness, community-based approaches and things like that, and the role of media. So as a technical organization, we have established 330 automated rain gauges to measure the real-time rainfall of respective areas, as the rainfall is the triggering factor.
Okay.
So, so we can get all these real-time rainfall data to a central location.
Okay.
By looking that one, actually, we have defined thresholds for particular areas, and we issue this early warnings.
Okay.
So, by law, the early warning is issued to the disaster management center,
Okay.
and they are the authority for disseminating these messages to the people. They have a different mechanism for that one.
Okay.
But by the time once you issue the warning, the media plays a bigger and quick role, and that is very important.
Okay.
And so, so we have a direct contact with the media,
Okay.
and so media is supporting us for disseminating this message to the community in
Okay.
real time.
Okay.
And so, and in that aspect, this
Okay.
media role is, I feel like it's very important, because it's so quick that, and they will react immediately and bring that message to the people through the common media or social media or something like
Okay.
that. Hence, I feel that it's very important, the media role, to
Okay.
aware the people about landslides and to bring this message to the to the respective communities in real time.
All right.
Yeah. In addition to that, I think as you mentioned, so even though we issue the early warning, sometimes that message is not receiving to the people,
Okay.
because we use some kind of mobile network, mobile GSM system.
Okay.
So in that case, of course, as my Dr. Jais mentioned, most of the areas people have this, the television and other facilities. So in
Okay.
that case, media can directly display this one.
Okay.
And also now we are having some program for the preparation of monsoon.
Okay.
Not the early warning, but preparedness.
Yeah,
For example,
correct.
we have two monsoon, like southwest and northeast monsoon. So
Correct.
we are having some programs.
Okay.
So before the monsoon, we the Met Department and Disaster Management Center is conducting some pre-monsoon program.
Okay.
For that pre-monsoon program, we aware the people to prepare for this kind of event.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
so we ask them to clean the drains, then
Okay.
if there is any tension crack and all these things, you have to
Okay.
seal all these things. So
Okay.
for that, then people know now we are approaching the monsoon, so we have to be get ready, right?
Correct,
For
correct.
that, I think media can play a bigger role, even by
Exactly.
putting this one. That has been done, but with the media involvement, now people are more aware.
Okay.
So that's
okay.
why now people know when there is a heavy rain. Now
Okay.
there is a possibility that there will be some danger. That's why now we have been able to evacuate many people before the big landslide occurs.
Okay.
That is mainly help of the people, enhance awareness.
Okay.
So that's why I think we have to work with the media, because nowadays many people are get addicted to this social media and everything.
Correct.
So if we can promote this our messages and the awareness through the media,
Okay.
so that will be really help to control the fatalities, as well as make more awareness among the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Thank you again, Dr. Jayatis sir and Dr. Karunavardhana, for jointly contributing and sharing your views on the importance of the role of media, especially in terms of disseminating the early warnings and also creating awareness about preparedness, which is a key aspect in the disaster management cycle. Next, again, I would like to pose a question to Dr. Karunavardhana. It's more of a technical question, Dr. Karunavardhana. In some communities, especially in high-risk districts in our country, the people have been living with landslide threats over many decades. What sustainable measures, such as land use planning, resettlement, or slope stabilization, are most effective in reducing their long-term vulnerability? What are your views on that?
Yeah, as we discuss, landslide or slope failure can occur in different ways. So one is the kind of because of the rain,
Correct.
because of the heavy rain. the strength of the soil get reduced, and there can be a big landslide or slope failures.
Correct.
The things now, you know, even in Sri Lanka we are not experienced, so landslide can occur due to the earthquake, the ground movement. But fortunately we are in the seismic inactive region. Because of that we don't have that threat. So in Sri Lanka, main triggering factor, as Dr. Jayasri mentioned, is the rainfall. So what will happen when there is a heavy rainfall? So basically, technically, the weight of the water, the weight of the soil increase, as well as the strength of soil decrease. So those two causes the slope failures. So in order to prevent the landslide, so we have to manage basically the water conditions or surface water and the groundwater condition. For that, most effective method is controlling the hydraulic conditions. So hydraulic condition include that's why I mentioned cleaning of drains, managing the subsurface drains. You know, in Sri Lanka, so if you look at the upcountry plantation, right? So you can see very well controlled constructed drainage system. The crown drains, cascade drains. So they try to divert the surface water away from the slopes. So that has been done in the ancient time, when in the European period, when we are under the British. So they have constructed very good land use pattern, right? And they selected the suitable crops in this particular area, right? Somehow now that has been, it's questionable now how we are maintaining that one. But first, looking at the now topography, we have to identify the best drainage management. So from the drainage management itself, we can control a lot of things. Now in Sri Lanka, what will happen? So now when we are living in the slopes, so some people think their land plot, you divert the water away from their land plot, they are safe. But it is not the case, because they are diverting all the water to down slopes. If the down slope get the unstable, automatically entire slope will, the stability will decrease. So they have to have a catchment management drainage plan. So that is very important. So that we are encouraging. But sometimes even we manage the catchment drainage management plan, so the we can't get the required stability. So in that case, we have to approach kind of engineering countermeasures. You can see now we have implemented some measures to reduce the ground node table. We can construct kind of subsurface drain, drainage well, and this kind of thing, as well as sometimes some kind of retaining system to stabilize the slopes, retaining system, and all these things. And those are engineering techniques, expensive, but sometimes we have to adapt. On the other hand, now NBRO is promoting kind of bioengineering techniques or nature-based solutions, right? So because that is a more sustainable and more economically feasible solution, we try to practice this kind of nature-based solution, especially in the medium risk areas. For that, of course, we identify the different crop types, which has the different root system to stabilize the slope itself and the control the erosion. From that, we can ensure the slope stability, as well as the most of these catchment areas, soil erosion has become very big problem. So the soil erosion initially is small, but gradually it increases and create the landslide. For that also we are trying to have some kind of different land use pattern and the crop system to control this soil erosion. From that, of course, we will be able to safeguard this soil erosion as well as the slope stability.
Thank you, Dr. Karunavardhana. In fact, you shared your expertise in terms of the sustainable measures that are being currently adopted by NBRO with regard to landslide threats, and also something new that you brought up was the nature-based solutions, which is very encouraging considering maintaining the sustainability over a period of time. So next, I would like to once again pose another question to Dr. Jayathish sir. This is more to do with technology. It is known that while technology and monitoring systems are critical, community awareness and communication also plays a vital role, especially with regard to early warnings, Dr. Chaitis. In your view, how can the media best support institutions like NBRO to ensure that accurate, timely, and actionable information reaches the people in the vulnerable areas who are prone to landslide threats? What are your views on that?
Yes, I think as we discussed, it's a similar kind of things that we have to do and to improve. And so as we have to increase the literacy, disaster literacy of the people, and the media can play a huge role. And media has been playing it, and we have increased the disaster literacy to a considerable level. So we are not bad actually in Sri Lanka. And it's a major role was played by media. Because when we conduct some, limited awareness program to a limited community like a school or teachers or officials or villagers, it's very limited. Maybe effective, but it's very limited. But when it goes through the media, it addresses the huge community, huge area of people. So it has been doing by the media, and it has done by the media, and so it's greatly improved. So when it comes to the landslide, actually as I mentioned, and it comes with the rainfall, especially in Sri Lanka. So as per the role played by all the institutions and also the media, the literacy of the disaster literacy has been already increased, and now it's very easy for us to communicate with the people, because when we issue some kind of early warning, and it's first, I think first is go to the community by media, and when it goes to the media, actually media, the people have that understanding of what to do and how to do. So that is one part. Another part is that as DG mentioned, so we have this, high risk families, medium risk families, and low risk families. Especially these medium risk and low risk families, and we are, training them to living with landslide concept. In this living with landslide concept, actually passing these early warning messages is a very important role. Another one is that, so we develop some kind of community groups and community awareness programs and community based approach. And there actually we form some kind of village groups, and we educate them, and we give them some instruments, simple instruments, and we try with them this bottom top approach actually, not the top bottom approach. So we have this one approach, top bottom approach, like this telemeter train gauge network and issuing early warnings, which media plays a bigger role. And apart from that, we have this bottom top approach, and both approaches are, when both approaches come together, so the community resilience can be enhanced. And so as DG mentioned, from 2017, and we have been seeing and we have been observing the decrease of number of death. So we believe that it's the part of this increase of disaster literacy by media and our institutions.
And when we talk about this community awareness, so recently we conduct some program, child-centered landslide disaster risk reduction program, where we identify the schools located in the landslide prone areas, and we go to that schools and create a kind of awareness program. From there we understand, we teach them what is the landslide, how it occurs, and what can be done to control that situation. That has been very successful, because we know, as you know, if we learn something in the childhood, that will grow up and that will sustain. So this program is we are conducting with the support of the Ministry of Education. So some of these schools in Ratnapura, Nuwareliya, Badulla, Matale area, we have already conducted this program, and that will continue. I think for that, I think we can get the media support, so that will be a great help to educate the children, because once the children educate, of course there are a lot of parents also. We can teach something to the children, but not the parent. But children can influence the parents to do such a thing.
Penetrate to them.
Yeah, so that approach we are practicing. I think from that we hope to give more awareness to the community.
Okay. Thank you both, Dr. Jayathis and Dr. Siri, once again for highlighting these innovative actions, and also this concept living with landslides and the bottom-up approach, and also as Dr. Asiri mentioned, basically in terms of educating the children, which is actually good because they can take that message to the community, and they also could play a very active role in this regard, together with the support of the media. So today's discussion highlighted actually 3 essential truths, that is early warning saves lives, and second is that science and engineering must be effectively communicated to the people on the ground, and thirdly that partnerships across government entities like NBRO, media and the local community plays a critical role in reducing landslide threats in Sri Lanka. So on behalf of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, I sincerely thank our eminent panelists today, that is Dr. Karunawardana, Director General from NBRO, and also Dr. Jayathis, Director of NBRO, for their contributions, and also our viewers joining us on Channel I. So let's continue to work together to make a safer Sri Lanka, and also a more resilient country to our community on the ground. Thank you.